You actually have a kind of fun chapter in the book called, I think it's 16 Ways to Toast the Competition.
Yeah, something
And
like
and
that.
it's something like that. And
Yeah.
and it's got uh it has some great advice about, making sure you have relevant, valuable content, but you go deeper in some of your suggestions, and I was hoping you could talk about a couple of the tips you give about how to kind of utilize Twitter for your business.
I mean, from my perspective, I'm all about business, and of course, there certainly are many different ways to use Twitter and many different benefits from Twitter. But my approach is uh, that at the end of the day, if you are doing this on behalf of a business, you better show a tie to how you're increasing shareholder value. If you can't do that, you're going to go away, and you can't leave yourself vulnerable. You've got to tie your Twitter activity, your Facebook activity, your blogging activity, your television advertising activity, whatever activity you have, you've got to tie it to the bottom line directly or indirectly. So that's kind of what that chapter is about. And so, I in that chapter, I just explore some ways that businesses can use Twitter as a competitive weapon. The first part of the book is kind of about networking and building business relationships. And I said, hey, what can you do to really to toast the competition? I mean, we're business people. That's what we're trying to do, right? So one example I gave, I mean, one of the distinct unique opportunities of the social web is this idea about tuning in and listening. Okay, it's kind of a hackneyed phrase, listening tools on the social web. Um, but in fact, there are enormous opportunities there. And I gave the example where I was helping an HVAC company, heating and air conditioning company, and they started setting up a Twitter stream where they could focus on any tweets coming through that mentioned a broken air conditioner, a broken heating system in connection with the town where we were located. And I mean, it's just kind of Twitter today, the way people share when their air conditioning's broke or the air conditioning people can't get there for 2 days, they complain about it. And usually they complain about it on Twitter. And that's an example where this fellow was so successful tuning into those complaints and connecting with those people and say, hey, I'm here for you. I mean, if you need someone in the next 30 minutes, we'll send someone out.
Mm.
It helped him so much, Steve. He stopped the newspaper advertising. He didn't have to
Oh, wow.
advertise on the newspaper, and his competitor didn't know what hit him because he was able to come in, swoop in, and just take all this business. And so that's maybe not sustainable because other people are going to start tuning into the social media side of this as well. But it is, I think, a sustainable competency to make
Mm.
social media part of your marketing effort in a reactive way. I mean, the old days, you take out an ad and you wait for something to happen. Social media, you immerse yourself and you listen and you make things happen by tuning into what's going on. So that's a great example of using this in a way to as a weapon, really.
Well, I think that, regardless of whether it's Twitter, what you do, the idea of being very proactive as a company is not going to grow old as a strategy. It makes really sense. It makes a lot of sense. I'm sure you've had a lot of friends or whatever ask for your advice, and had somebody just last night over for dinner, and they were talking about, yeah, we just, we're doing, getting more reviews on Yelp, and but it's really, people can post bad things, and it's like, no,
Yeah.
this is great. Bad reviews are great, and I'll tell you why. If you actually, you're talking about listening and responding to customers who are upset on Twitter.
Yeah.
In the same way,
Yeah.
people are hesitant at Yelp because you are going to get a bad review. But here's an opportunity for you to talk to that person, show what the resolution was, actually try to solve them in terms of making them happy. In 98% of the time, you're going to have happy customers who become brand fans by just
Yeah.
responding to the problems. And so I've even seen people who had a couple negative responses where the account owner, the business goes in, responds to it, does whatever they can
Mm-hmm.
to make that person right, and then they end up getting like second reviews. People go, "This is phenomenal service. I'm so
Yay!
happy."
That's great.
And
Yeah.
that kind of stuff is what you're talking about. I think that as we have more records and shared experiences on the internet, businesses can't get by just being,
Yeah.
me too,
Yeah.
lackluster service.